Namaste. This is Vivekanand. Today I am showing you a short tutorial. In this tutorial, I shall answer 3 questions. Why timestamps for Hangouts on air? How to easily do timestamps? What does a typical timestamp look like? Now, rather than simply talking about all of that, I shall show them to you. First, why timestamps? Most Hangout on Air broadcasts take long time to prepare, long time to produce effectively, but many viewers would find it hard to watch an hour-long HOA, even when the content is very interesting. Timestamps allow the viewer to jump back and forth to points that are really interesting for them. The HOA which has timestamps done effectively and properly is great reference material, since the viewer can come back to the same HOA over and over again and refer to the valuable input from the HOA without having to play the entire thing all over again. I have come to the second question now, and let me show you how to properly and effectively create timestamps and share them on Google Plus so that a long HOA can become reference material. Let me do a screen share at this point so that you can read the screen clearly. And as ever, our David F. Leopold is with us today, and I shall pin him. David, share your thoughts at this point.
Okay. You actually, first I got a comment. I've watched you create a lot of these tutorials, and you and I have spent a lot of time doing in the HOA world, but I like the new graphic that you've added where you're spinning from one frame to the next. That's new. It's the first time I've seen that. Wow. And to Vivek, I wanted to thank you for creating this tutorial, which has a very, very practical reason for in what we're doing in the Small Business David Foundation. We are publishing Hangouts on Air magazine, and as we were putting the concept together, it's anybody can go and find an HOA, and Google makes it pretty easy for one to do that. But in creating this magazine, not only did we want to have HOAs that had good content, and you described it in the very beginning here today, that time is precious, and we are bombarded with so much information, and we cannot go through that information as quickly as we would like to. Just too much of it. But with time stamping in HOA, you can get the high points of the discussion, and it's a great tool. So thank you for doing this tutorial.
As an example, let me show you timestamps I did for HOA in which I was a panel member. Who Moved My Cheese was a HOA hosted by William Rock, who is a Google specialist like myself. The HOA had very distinguished panelists. Ben Fisher, who would help you grow your Google Plus brand page and social SEO strategist. He runs his own company, Steady Demand. David Emerland, the author of bestseller book Google Semantic Search. David F. Leopold, who has experience of over 40 years as a small business owner. He is a coach, mentor, strategist, and expert marketeer.
Wow.
Joshua Joshua Berg, he is a well-respected SEO expert. Kellen Flukiger, the master speed-to-profit marketing guru. Sorry for the long introduction, but as you can see, this HOA had a panel that is loaded with real experts. So, lot of information was shared. So let me show you how I created the timestamps in 4 simple steps. First step is logging into my Google Plus homepage, and I have just clicked on the share button. The share button always appears at the top of your homepage on Google Plus. On a separate tab or window of my browser, I have the corresponding YouTube video playing. I would start it, pause it, rewind it, and so on as required, and note down the times as shown on the screen here, where important points were made. On screen, you see the 47:25 that is highlighted there. I need to note down times like these in a probably separate text file if I must, but easy way is we can key in them as we go along. So back on the share tab or window, I key in the introductory text and the timestamps, as you can see there, pointed by the arrow. Notice the numbers there, which are in minutes and seconds separated by a colon. For example, 05 and 53 separated by a colon to read 5 minutes 53 seconds when Kellen Flukiger started his just a minute introduction about himself in this particular HOA. Timestamps on this screen shows 47:25, which we noted before. You would need to plus mention the names of people. When you mention names on Google Plus posts, you should use their Google Plus ID, which is easily done by simply keying in the plus symbol and starting to key in the first few letters of the name of the individual or business, and provided they are in your circles, the Google Plus interface picks up the rest of the name. It may present you with a likely list of names if you have names with similar spellings and so on, from which you can select the correct name. But as a matter of courtesy, you have to plus mention their names, because they would then be sent a notification stating they were mentioned. You now need to complete now need the complete YouTube URL of the video. Please note that I'm saying YouTube URL. You copy the one from top of the browser window as I'm showing here. It should have www.youtube.com in it for it to work correctly. The shortened URL useful for sharing would not work properly with the timestamps. Let me repeat that once again. The short URL which YouTube gives you for sharing would not work. You have to use the full YouTube URL from the top of the browser window as I'm showing here. To paste the URL you just copied, you click the red video icon as pointed by the arrow there. You click the icon and then you have to select the enter a URL tab as shown there and paste the YouTube URL. You just copied from the top of the browser page. Now, what I need to do is put my own few words for my own SEO purposes. I would typically put the hashtag hash integrate simplify life at the end there as shown and add any other hashtags if desired. I'm told 3 hashtags are allowed per post. These hashtags help in indexing, so it is better that you use consistent and meaningful hashtags. That's it. Now all I need to do is share it with appropriate circles or communities by clicking this button as pointed by the arrow there. Now this tutorial along with lots of other tutorials will be available through my website at http://www.wake-technology.com YouTube playlist video-tutorial-playlist.html. No need for you to remember all of that. You can click the menu options as shown in this screen capture. Let me come back into your view by stopping this screen share. And as ever, I shall pin David. David?
Wow. I learned at least 3 new things while listening to you, Vivek. Thank you. There were
Yeah.
things that I see and maybe I take them for granted, don't use them, whatever, but I'm going to start doing 3 new things that I learned.
Hmm. Um, yeah, as you know, the tutorials will also be available on my YouTube channel, which is Wake Tech Integra, all one word as shown here. It would be really helpful if all viewers click on the subscribe button and also click on the like button so that I would know to produce what you like most. I'm sure you would want more. There are lots of tutorials on my website as well as YouTube. Thank you for watching the tutorial. Do please share the link to this tutorial on Google Plus and YouTube and so on. You can reach me through my Google Plus profile or through my website wake-technology.com. In this short tutorial, I have used the Showcase app. So if you're watching this through YouTube, you would be presented with an opportunity to open the Showcase app at the very beginning. If you open that, you would be able to see the links to other tutorials, playlist, my profile. So it's all integrated. As usual, my closing comments, integrate, simplify life.